Before we go deeper into week number 1, I want to get your guys' thoughts on some season predictions. Because now, like I just said, some people are writing the season off. We're done. AVT was everything, apparently. No disrespect, AVT. We were going to miss you, but come on. It's just one player. Injuries happen. It's a violent sport. The tough ones are the ones that are able to overcome it. So, Matt, I know you eloquently released a great season prediction video, and you have a lot of season predictions with stats. Why don't you give us some of those here on this show? What's your expectations and some predictions you have for the 2025 season for these Jets?
Yeah, so I think the big one everyone always asks, what's the record prediction? How many wins do the Jets have? And I think I'm somewhere in the middle. There's people who are like really down on this Jets season and saying, they're a 4-win team. And I think there's some who are very optimistic saying that they're a 9 or 10 win team. I have the Jets at 7-10, which in year one with Aaron Glenn, and depending on how those 10 losses come, I think can be okay. They don't really have a long-term answer at quarterback right now, or at least they have a major question mark at quarterback. I think that's at least fair to say. I think they're going to be an extremely run-heavy team. I split the rushes pretty evenly between Justin Fields, Braylon Allen, and Breece Hall. I don't know if any of the three go over 1,000 yards because of how much they split it up, but I had each one of those guys all between the 6 to 1,000-yard mark. I think Breece was like 975, Fields was in the 700s, and Braylon was somewhere in the 600s. So I think Garrett gets over 1,000 yards as usual. You could pencil him in. He's the new Mike Evans and just going for 1,000, 1,100 yards every year. I just think defensively will be improved from a year ago, and it results in a couple more wins than they had last year.
I hope so. I mean, the coaching staff is going to be the first thing that I'm going to keep my eyes on. How do they look on game day? Do they actually look different on the football field? Do they play different stylistically? Do they still have these crazy penalties? We shall see. So, Matt, your win total was what again you had?
7-10.
7-10. Jake, do you agree
I'm at 6
with
and 11.
Ooh,
yeah, I know.
almost.
I was almost at 7-10. I started at 4. I smelled 4. I was going to get all the way up to 7. I think I'm going to stay at 6. The AVT thing I think is a big blow. I do, because now I'm worried about other injuries too. On top of all that, I think they're going to be better coached. I just have a lot of questions about Justin Fields. I don't like the receiver room. I know they want to run the ball, and Mason Taylor could be awesome, but he's a rookie. There's just too many ifs. It's like if this the Jets did never hit on the ifs. That's the big problem. Like, show me, and I want to believe. I do. I was going to go 7 wins, and I don't even feel great about that. I want more, but, the last 2 years I've had the Jets winning 12, and look what's happened. So I think it's a good thing that I'm down on the dumps on them because I'm hoping the opposite happens. But, yeah, I was anywhere from 6 to 7 wins, and I think with the AVT news, I'm going to just stick at 6 and hope I'm dead wrong.
Yeah, I think these are all realistic expectations. I mean, the one thing about this team is there's just a giant unknown. We have no idea who Justin Fields is yet. There was 3 drives with him as the quarterback. We don't know who Aaron Glenn is as a head coach. We're in this new era of Jets football. We don't know if it's going to be positive or not. So that's why if I were you, as a Jets fan, I would keep your expectations low because I am expecting 6-7 wins as well. I'm not super high on it. And when it comes to Justin Fields, I mean, talk about him for a second and predicting his season. There's already Jets fans, and you have to do it, already looking closely at college football in terms of this draft class because there's a big chance that the Jets are looking after a quarterback in this year's first round. But is there a world where Fields proves we don't have to go after a quarterback in year 1? So, Matt, what does Justin Fields need to do this year to prove to us fans, but more importantly, the coaching staff and the front office of this Jets team, that he could be the guy moving forward?
Yeah, for me, I think we all know that he's a great rushing quarterback, and I think we'll see that this year, but I need him to be more consistent as a passer. I think there's been flashes of it, but he hasn't hit 3,000 yards in a season passing yet, let alone 4,000 yards. So, look, I don't know if he would ever, even at the peak of his powers, be a guy who's going to throw for 4,000 yards, just because I don't think the volume is going to be there in the passing game. But maybe combined passing and rushing, but 4,000 to 4,500 yards in that range, and then on top of that, between passing and rushing touchdowns around 30. I think that would be enough for me to feel pretty confident. That would put him, in my opinion, towards the top half of the league in quarterbacks. But, right now, I just don't think that's where he is. I think he's probably around the 23rd to 27th best quarterback in the NFL. So we would need to see a pretty significant step forward.
And I feel like there's one stat in particular that Justin Fields needs to show he's capable of, and that's wins. I mean, I know quarterback wins don't really come together, and some people say that. But I feel like if Justin Fields just wins as a quarterback, that's really all we need to see that we can win with him. And the passing numbers and all those metrics will come with it. So, Jake, what's your thoughts of Justin Fields? Do you think there's a world where he is the long-term guy? And if he has to prove it, what does he need to do this season to prove it?
I think you're right, Richie. I think it is like, it's not obviously only just based on wins, but if he's a leader to those wins, like if he's like not just a passenger, he's directly contributing to this team winning games, then maybe he could be here beyond just this year as like the unquestioned starter. I think it's a combination of the records. Got to be at least, to me, 8, if not even 9 wins, so you could say you had a winning season. And he's got to look good in a lot of the games. He's got to be a reason why that they're winning. It can't just be, they're winning in spite of him. Like the Jets won 7 games a couple of years ago with Zach Wilson, Tim Boyle, Trevor Siemian. Like it has to be because Fields is a big reason why they're winning some of these games. And I think that's the only way that he'll be the starter beyond, just this 1 year. There's a chance he's maybe the starter going into next year as the bridge quarterback. If they're in a spot where they take someone in the draft and that guy sits you're behind Fields till he's ready. But I think winning should matter. Like going out there and going 9-8, that's going to be the difference in whether or not Fields is like the unquestioned week 1 starter. You feel good about him going forward.
We're live on the Jets Roundtable with Matt O'Leary and Jake Asman. Make sure you guys go check out their respective YouTube channels down below in the description. Hit that thumbs up button and support us right here on the channel. We appreciate it. We're talking some season predictions, and I agree with everything you guys said. I think that I'll be straight up, man. My expectations for Justin Fields heading into the season, they're pretty low. I mean, I'm not, like, based off of what I saw at practice, all the times I went, and the limited sample size in the preseason, like, I'm not super confident. Like, I'm not coming away impressed. And it's just practice and all that, but I never was coming away at practice like, whoa, like, he's got something. And that's just how I feel. He obviously is an elite quarterback at running the football, but that can absolutely be exploited by shutting down the pass. And I don't know if this Jets football team is going to be able to survive by just being a run-first offense, and that's it. And we saw a report from Dan Graziano today. Breaking news, the Jets are going to be a run-first offense. Oh, did you guys see that report?
Yeah, go figure. The sun's coming up tomorrow. I
mean, I love Dan Graziano. He does fantastic work over at ESPN.
I don't. I think he does terrible work, but that's fine.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, I mean, did anyone remember what he would say about the Jets and Aaron Rodgers for the last 2 years? Yeah, I don't care if I technically worked with him. I think he's terrible, but good for him. Great take. The Jets are going to try and run the football this year. Well done.
Yeah, I saw that like everywhere. It's like, whoa, the Jets are going to be running the football. Really? That's what we're going to be doing? We're going to try to run with Justin Fields and Breece?
Sweeney has big cans. I don't know if you guys are aware of that one.
No, I didn't know that. That's a new one. That's another breaking news. I mean, that's what it comes like. That's just what it comes down to when you have all of these to talk about. Now, we got to get Jake's thoughts of week 1 because he has to run in just a few minutes. Matt, we're going to hear from Jake about his preview and predictions. Give it to us, Jake. The floor is yours. Before you head out of here, give us your preview and predictions for week 1.
Yeah, I've gone back and forth on this. There's like earlier in the week, I was going to pick the Jets, and now I have a bad feeling in my stomach. I do. I think it's close. I have more trust in Mike Tomlin than I do Aaron Glenn, and I think that's ultimately what it could come down to here. I think the Steelers win a close one, an ugly one. I'm going to say it's 16-13. Pittsburgh wins. I don't think it's my biggest fear initially when the schedule came out was, Rodgers going to torch that. I don't think it's going to be that, but I think it's going to be an ugly game, and I don't have a whole lot of faith in the Jets offense until I see it. So that's my thing. I don't think Rodgers will torch them, but I think he'll do just enough. They'll find the end zone, and I think Pittsburgh's going to win an ugly game. I hope to God I'm wrong. I really do.
And last question for you, Jake. What matchups are you looking at? Give me one matchup that you're definitely going to keep your eyes on in this matchup.
I think it's Armand Membu against TJ Watt, because I think in a low scoring kind of ugly game, if Watt makes a huge play, forces a fumble, strip sack, whatever, like I feel like that could be the difference. So that's a matchup. And then, if the Jets are going to win this game, their defense has to be incredible. And I think you're going to ask Sauce to probably cover Metcalf most of the game on an island. He's got to go out there and I don't know if shutting him down is fair, but he's got to make plays and take him out of the game. And I think those are the two things I'm looking at on each side of the ball for the Jets, offense and defense.
And Sauce has experience. 2 games he's went up against DK Metcalf. So let's see who wins this battle on Sunday. Jake, always a pleasure to have you on. Make sure you guys go check out the Jake Asman Show. Jake, see you later, my friend. Appreciate you.
Can't wait. Looking forward to this every week. I'll be able to stay longer next time, but today's a crazy day because who schedules a work event the night of week 1 of the NFL season? But that's what I got to deal with later.
Later, Jake. Appreciate you,
Thanks,
bro.
guys.
Now let's go deeper into this week 1 matchup before we wrap up the show, Matt. Give me your preview and give me what you're looking for in Aaron Rodgers' return to MetLife and Aaron Glenn and Justin Fields' debut. I mean, what do you look like? It's such a loaded question. It's funny how all right, Matt, give me your preview. It's like, well, we have 4 months to preview this game. It's like, that's how I'm feeling. I feel like it's such a redundant topic because, all right, I'm ready to preview Jets Bills, but what's your mindset heading into this game? What are you expecting?
The under. I don't think there's going to be a lot of points scored on either side. I'd honestly be surprised if either team hits 20 points. I think you're looking at 16-13, 17-16, maybe 20-17 if we want to get nuts and say that there's some scoring in this game. But I think both defenses play well. I think with Aaron Rodgers missing a lot of time this offseason and him getting to Pittsburgh late, I think it's going to take him a few weeks to get going. And, with the Jets, I know they've been preaching, we're treating practice as a game situation and we're not going to come out of the gate slow. I think it's going to probably take a little bit for the Jets offense to get going too. And the Steelers have a really tough defense. So they're going to run the ball a bunch in this game. I think Justin Fields has a rushing touchdown. I don't think they ask him to do too much, maybe 22 passing attempts in this game, something like that. And I have the Jets winning 17-16.
Oh, we got Matt predicting a win. That is what I like to hear right there. That's a Matt O'Leary Jets win prediction. I do agree. I think it's going to be a low-scoring, grinded out game. Is Nick Folk getting a game winner at the buzzer, perhaps, or how does the game end? Is it the Jets getting a defensive stop? Is it a game-winning drive? How does it end?
Game-winning field goal. They're down 16-14 on the last drive. Nick Folk redemption for Greg Zuerlein. The last time I was in the Jets building against the Broncos, he missed as the buzzer expired. So this time Nick Folk's going to put it through.
Oh, boy. I hope so. Zachary wants to talk about Olu and Membu.
Okay.
Olu and Membu. So based off this, what do we talk about with them two? Olu and Membu.
I mean, brutal matchup out of the gate for Armand Membu having to go up against TJ Watt.
Gosh. I think TJ Watt could literally single-handedly wreck this whole game. But hopefully they have something up their sleeve, and I guess that can be our matchup segment. I mean, we talked about it with Jake and Membu versus Watt. Now, Olu Fashanu, though, that's the hidden gem of this entire team. No one's talking about Olu. And he was so good in training camp. He looked so good in a small sample size. What's your expectations for Olu? Do you think he's going to be that rock of pure pass protection, just flawless throughout this year, or there's going to be some hiccups? What do you think?
No, I think he's solid going forward now. I really do. He's gotten compared a lot to DeBrickashaw Ferguson by Jet fans, and it was really year 2 where DeBrickashaw hit his stride and was just unbelievable for 10 straight years. I think that's kind of what we're going to get from Olu. There were signs of it last year. I think he looked better in the run game than I thought he would a year ago. And during training camp in the preseason, he was moving people in the run game. I am very, very high on Olu Fashanu this year.
And isn't it funny how we've been waiting for a left tackle and we have one and now no one's really talking about it, which is good. I like that. It should be a quiet situation going on with this left tackle room. And Olu, man, we just hope you can stay healthy because that's what DeBrickashaw Ferguson was about. Iron Man. That's what we want. And hopefully Olu can be our left tackle for the foreseeable future. Any other matchups you're looking at, whether it's Sauce, DK, Wilson versus Ramsey. Will McDonald versus Broderick Jones. Going back to that draft class. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to be lined up over each other, but still a fun little storyline there. Any matchups you're looking at?
Yeah, I think the other one in there on screen right now is the DK and Sauce. I think Sauce is going to have to travel with DK Metcalf, and I'm good with that. I think he held up really well against Seattle last year. I think that was arguably his best game of the season. He did let up one reception to DK Metcalf, but I think it was like 2 catches for 28 yards on the day against Sauce Gardner. And he had a couple plays down by the goal line where it was either passes defended or really good coverage, and was able to, keep it out of the end zone against DK. So with that, there's not a ton on Pittsburgh's offense that really feels like scares you. It's not like you're going up against Cincinnati, who has, 2 really good wide receivers and a good running back and a great quarterback. It's not really that same kind of matchup. So, hopefully then that allows Brandon Stevens and the rest of the cornerback room to kind of take care of everybody else.
Yeah, there's a lot of intriguing matchups to watch, and Sauce versus DK is going to be big. And I really do believe, like, my predictions with this game is this. I think that we have them exactly where we want them, the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'd rather face them week 1 than week 13 because I think they're going to get better as the season goes on. They're a veteran team that just got a lot of new people added to their roster. Yes, they have a set standard of the way that they do things because they have continuity at the coaching staff, but this is a brand new quarterback trying to learn that system. And Aaron Rodgers is usually very particular with the way he likes to do things, as we learned with the Jets. And if this team around him does not see the game through his eyes, there's going to be hiccups. There's going to be miscommunications, and I'm hopeful the Jets can take advantage of that. All right, so I'm predicting a low-scoring win as well. I got 19-16, Jets win. It's going to be tied 16-16, and Nick Folk is going to win it at the buzzer. And Matt and I will be there for this matchup. It's going to be a lot of fun. Folks, please do me a favor. Hit the like button and subscribe to Matt O'Leary. Subscribe to Jets Media and Jake Asman. We appreciate the Jets Roundtable community. We'll be live every single Thursday all throughout the season. And we're really excited to have this channel continuously grow. Matt, any final words for the people before we get out of here?
I'm excited to be back doing the Jets Roundtable every week with you. And I'm so ready for football season to start tonight. Can't wait.